What is up, beautiful people? Today's video is all about how to become the main character in your life. When I started owning my voice and claiming my power, I knew I had become the main character in my life, and that was so empowering for me. And I'm here to share with you the 5 things that really helped me shift into owning my voice and knowing that I'm the main character in my life and no one else was going to take that spotlight away from me ever again. So if you're interested in that, definitely continue watching. My name is Manpreet Kaur, Manny Kay for short, and I make weekly videos on self and spiritual development. Let's get right into it. The number one thing that I learned to do that I used to have trouble with was creating personal healthy boundaries. So sometimes I would be in groups of people hanging out and there would be people doing things in that group that I wasn't 100% okay with. And I knew that they were stepping over some of my personal boundaries, but I wouldn't voice my opinion or share with them like, hey, I'm actually not okay with that. And hey, can you actually not say that about me to that person? Or can you not make me look like this in front of someone else? Whatever it was, I was having trouble communicating that I was not okay with how other people were acting around me. So I learned that it was so important to create boundaries and tell people, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, I'm not gonna wanna hang around you anymore. Or, hey, I'm okay with you doing this, but please ask me before you do this. So it's really about creating that invisible line that people are not allowed to cross with you, because if they do so, they're somehow disrespecting your space or your energy or whatever your values are in your life. And you get to know that it's okay to communicate those things. There will be people in your life who will drop off because they're not okay with the fact that you're telling them like, hey, I'm not okay with you doing X, Y, and Z. But those people don't really deserve to be in your life then anyways. There are people who are going to have that nature about them that they do things that are not in alignment with you, but if they truly are your friends, they'll either shift those ways of being when they are around you, or they'll learn like, hey, I can be that way around other people, but when I'm hanging around this friend, I care about this person so much that I'm not going to disrespect them by crossing their personal boundaries. So the first thing that I did when I was truly trying to take control of my life and realize like, hey, my life is my narrative and my story, I am the main character. The first thing I did was create boundaries with certain people's energies when they didn't align with my own, and then also learn how to communicate those things without feeling bad about it. So definitely step into that place where you feel okay mentioning to people what your boundaries are and what you are or not okay with. The next thing is learning how to say no. Saying no was a hard one for me. Anytime anyone asked me to do anything, I was so willing to help because I wanted to be of support for others that I let everything that I wanted to do in my life fall by the wayside. So I would live days at a time not being able to look back in my day and say, hey, I did that for Manpreet, or I did that for myself today. Oh, I did this because I enjoyed it today. It seemed like everything I was doing in my day was for other people, and I realized that was not okay for me, and that the people in my life that I was supporting and helping were probably looking at me like, hey, we actually want you to take care of yourself. Why aren't you taking care of yourself? So learning how to say no was so important for me, because now I know what my energy is, where my levels are throughout the day, and what I can say yes and no to. Sometimes you're gonna have friends in your circle who wanna do things that are not really aligned with you on that day, or maybe for that weekend for whatever reason. And again, you saying no isn't you being a bad friend or not showing up for them. It's you saying, hey, like, I'm not there right now, and I am the main character of my life, and I wanna live my life like this, so I'm not gonna be able to do this. Again, the people who are meant to be in your life will stay in your life. So I know it can be kind of daunting or scary to be like, hey, if I say no, I'm going to lose this friend, or I'm going to not be able to have as many friends as I once had. But you'll realize that you're going to feel so great being the main character of your life that it doesn't really matter that all those people fell off, because you're so happy living in your power day to day that it doesn't matter who is or isn't in your life. While having friends around you is super amazing and super supportive, and it's so amazing to build valuable relationships in your life, if the people in your life are not adding value to your life, then hey, they don't get to be in your life, right? So know that saying no is okay. Kay. It's a pretty hard thing to learn how to do, but once you learn how to do it, it really is super empowering on a day-to-day basis. The third thing I did was realize that everybody is different. Everybody is unique. Everybody has special things that make them amazing. I would compare myself to everyone, and especially my closest friends. I was always comparing myself to feel like, hey, I don't do this and she does this, and that's why she's getting all these amazing things in her life, and I need to change myself for that. The minute I paused and I realized I was trying to change all the parts of me that made me to turn me into something else, I realized that's why I wasn't happy. I was feeling like I couldn't be myself and really be the main character in my life because I was trying to create a completely different person than who I actually was. So we get to appreciate that everybody has their own unique qualities, and we're never going to be perfect. We're never going to embody all the most amazing qualities on the planet. And that's okay, because we do have people in our life that we love and care about who have those qualities, and we can, hang out with them and, bounce off ideas with their energies and their personalities, but we don't always have to be all of those things. So if your personality is a little bit more, less energetic and not as bubbly, and then someone else maybe has a personality where they're really quick-witted and they like to be bubbly and they like to be super energetic, just know that you guys can have those different energies and still be both amazing human beings. And just because someone else has something that maybe you admire in them doesn't mean that you also have to have that quality and be so perfect at it. While you can definitely look up to people and admire them for being amazing and strive to have certain qualities, don't feel like only when you do that is when you get to be in true alignment with yourself, or that's only when you get to be the main character. No, you get to be the main character every single day. So own who you are, love yourself, and love your personality. The main thing with being the main character is all about self-love. So knowing that you get to love yourself for your personality traits and your qualities that make you special. You're a unicorn. You get to own that and you get to live in that every single day. So I'm here to remind you and tell you, you're amazing and you're the main character of your life. Don't let all the amazing qualities that other people have make you feel like you don't have any and let you dim your light and your spark, because you have a light and you have a spark. And when you own your own personality traits that make you amazing, you're going to shine brighter than you ever have before. The next thing that I learned is I get to focus on the tasks that I need to in order to get to the version of myself that I'm working towards. So I talk a lot about manifestation. It's something that I love so much. And ever since I started implementing manifestation tricks and life hacks into my life, I really started loving my life even more. And the minute I let go and released attachment to so many things is when those things just walked right into my life. They came right to my front door, and I just couldn't even imagine, like, wow, a month ago, I wasn't even thinking that something like this would be possible. And here it is, only because primarily I started focusing on myself and the things that I wanted to do on a day-to-day basis. So I wanted to start a YouTube channel. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go after it. It doesn't matter if my videos are perfect or not perfect. I'm gonna get on it and I'm gonna do it. And this is aligned with my why because of X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna put myself out there. I know what I want in my life, so I'm getting after it. And I'm focusing on those things that will get me there in the way that I want them to get me there. So I'm living my life day to day for me, doing the things that I want to do. So how can you do that for you? We're always growing and we're always evolving and we're always trying to, reach the version of our highest self. And in order to get there and reach there, we have to show up as that person immediately. So what shifts and changes can you make in your day-to-day that you start taking the small steps necessary to start living the life you want to live? So, hey, if you want to start a YouTube channel, okay, what's the first thing you need to do? Do you need to start getting comfortable in front of the camera, recording yourself, taking pictures, doing whatever you feel is going to make you feel confident is the things that you get to start doing. Don't look at all the things you have to do and not attack it because you feel like, wow, that's so much stuff and I don't know how to do that. Rather feel that, hey, that's the version of me that I know I can be and that I want to embody in my life. So how can I show up as that person now? Knowing that, yeah, it's going to take a lot of hard work to get there and you get to continuously be consistent, but only when you start imagining like, hey, that person that I want to become is the type of person who wakes up at this time in the morning, makes her coffee at this time, and then, maybe she goes to her computer and she works on this project, and then after she does a couple of hours of that, she does yoga or she does dancing. Create and curate the life that you are hoping that you get to live later, and create that for yourself now. So get super clear and get tunnel vision on what you want to create and focus on that, because when you start doing those things, all of a sudden you're going to blink and open your eyes and you're like, wow, I manifested the life that I wanted to live. I'm already living in those things. And then you look back and you're like, wow, that was just a short month ago that I started doing those things. It's really crazy how quickly it works. And then you're just like, wow, I am the main character of my life. And I'm focusing on everything that I want to do. And I'm happy doing that. The last thing I want to talk about is there will always be haters. There are always going to be people who are going to have opinions about what you're saying, how you're saying it, how you dress, how you look, what your body is doing, what is your face doing when they're always going to be people who are going to say things, and it's okay. You can be so amazing at something and love something so much, and there's going to be someone on the planet who thinks that you're doing the weirdest thing ever and they just don't understand why you're doing it. So get comfortable with the idea that there are people on this planet that are going to think that the things that you're doing are weird, and that you're talking weird and your energy is weird, and it's okay. We're all weird. We're all unicorns. We all have certain things that make us us. And it's time that we embrace that and know that not everyone's going to be our biggest fans. That's okay. The people who are your biggest fans and the people who are there to support you are going to continue to do so because they love you for you, and they love your main character energy, and they love when you show up as that person because they know you are in alignment with your true authentic self. And they love you being that for you because the people around you care about you. They want to see you succeed. And so when you realize that not everyone is meant to be in your life, or not everyone is going to say good things about you, and you become okay with it, you really step into that place where you just don't care and you are who you are. So you're going to take selfies whenever you want to take them, wherever you are. I know, like for me, I've always kind of had that in me where it's like, I'm going to take selfies wherever I want because it makes me feel good. I like to dress up and do my makeup and do my hair and do this, and that's okay. That's what I like to do. I recognize there are some people who just don't like to put makeup on or do their hair, and they go out and they look amazing and they own it. And the reason why they still radiate that light is because they know also that they're the main character of their life. And when more people on this planet show up as the main characters of their life, we step into true alignment with what our mission and purpose and vision is for our life. And we all get to start helping and supporting more people that way. It's all about showing up as the best version of yourself. And so that's why really shifting my mindset and working on those 5 things, knowing how to set personal boundaries, knowing how to say no, knowing that I get to focus on the things that I want to focus on my day-to-day, knowing that it's okay that I don't have all the perfect qualities and that other people have amazing qualities that I don't have. We're all in this together. And lastly, just knowing that other people might not agree with what you're doing, and that's okay because you get to be you. Doing all those things has really helped me live a happier life and really own my voice and know that I get to be the main character, and I love it every single day. I hope you do too, and that you got value from this video. If you did, comment down below where you guys are tuning in from. I'm so excited to hear what you guys got from this video. How do you get to step into being the main character more on a daily basis? I love you guys so much. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't already. The notification bell is for when I post videos, which is every Wednesdays and Saturdays. I love you guys so much. As always, sending you a dose of light.